How many folks we have? Two. Good afternoon. I want to welcome everyone to this December meeting of your State Board of Elections. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Absolutely. Chairman O'Bannon.
Here.
Vice Chair Dance.
Here.
Delegate Merricks.
Here.
Mr. Weinstein.
Here.
Secretary Alvis Long here.
Thank you very much. Would you please go ahead and first order of business is approval of minutes.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. The minutes from the November 18th meeting have been distributed to the board for their review. I'm requesting that if there are no corrections or additions required, then I move to have them approved as presented.
And I second, Mr. Chair.
All right, please call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merricks.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Secretary Alvis Long, aye.
Great, thank you. I want to thank all the folks from the public, the media and press, and the folks from political parties who are here today. Anybody in the room like to make a public comment? Anybody online make a public comment? No public comment, all right. Commissioner's report. Commissioner Beals.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Madam Vice Chairman, and members of the board. I first want to thank the General Registrars and Electoral Boards who participated in 2 risk-limiting audits prior to Thanksgiving. As you will recall, during the November 18th meeting of the Virginia State Board of Elections, the board randomly selected Congressional District 1 for the statutorily required risk-limiting audit. District 1 is comprised of localities in Central and Eastern Virginia. The board also approved methods for both the congressional and the statewide Senate risk-limiting audits. The U.S. Senate statewide risk-limiting audit used the ballot polling method. They pulled 1,878 ballots. Those were sampled across the Commonwealth. That RLA was completed in 1 day, thanks to our local election officials. The risk limit of 10% was met in the first round of the RLA. The U.S. House District 1 risk-limiting audit was conducted using the batch comparison method. They pulled 19 randomly selected batches of ballots for a total of 137,627 ballots that were hand counted. The RLA was completed in 1 day, thanks to our local election officials and those who came to the aid of some of their neighbors to help in hand counting those ballots. And the risk limit of 10% was also met in the first round of that RLA. ELECT prepared multiple avenues of training on various topics related to the risk limiting audit, including a demonstration of the software, multiple webinars, open discussion sessions, and a thorough RLA manual, in addition to providing support in the week leading up to and throughout the day that the RLAs were occurring. We will provide a full report on these risk-limiting audits at the January 2025 meeting of the State Board of Elections. Finally, we do have 2 special elections planned for January 7th at this moment. One is in the 32nd Senate District in Loudoun County to replace Senator Subramaniam, who was elected to Congress. And the second is for the 26th House of Delegates District, also in Loudoun County, to replace Delegate Srinivasan, who resigned to run for State Senate. And that's my report.
Great, thank you very much. Any members of the board have any questions or comments? All right, y'all are making it easy today. Next order of business is certification of the general elections of November the 5th. Welcome. Mr. Cronin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Before the board today are abstracts of votes. Of election for contests included in the 2024 November general and special elections. These include 13 electors for President and Vice President, for U.S. Senate, all 11 districts of the United States House of Representatives.
John, can you check your mic? Like,
is it on? Test. Good, test. Oh, I just got rolling, Thank you. I'll just restart. I know you probably all heard. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Before the board today are abstracts of votes and certificates of election for winners for contests included in the 2024 November general and special elections. These include 13 electors for president and vice president, member United States Senate, all 11 districts of the United States House of Representatives, a shared constitutional office, and a proposed constitutional amendment. Per Virginia Code, the results for these contests must be endorsed and subscribed on a certified statement from the State Board of Elections. The State Board of Elections is also responsible for issuing certificates of election for winners for the 14 shared town offices that were included in this election. Upon completion of the election, local general registrars entered all relevant election data into the election night reporting software and the Virginia Election and Registration System. In accordance with Virginia Code, within 10 days after the election, local electoral boards conducted provisional ballot meetings and canvasses to ascertain and certify election results for their localities. Upon completion of canvass, the general registrars forwarded their localities certified abstract of votes and, when applicable, write-in certifications to the Department of Elections. Upon receipt of the abstracts and write-in certifications, in order to ensure accuracy and completion, elect staff completed the following. We confirmed all required abstracts and write-in certifications were completed and submitted. We reviewed votes cast, ballots cast, and turnout comparisons using validation errors found by the election night reporting software and others found by manual analysis, and asked localities to resolve and/or explain any issues identified. We ran turnout and voting credit reports and asked localities to resolve and/or explain any issues identified, and we compared the results listed in the abstracts and write-in certifications to the results entered in the election night reporting software to ensure accuracy. Therefore, it is elect staff's recommendation that the board certify the statements to be correct and sign the statements and certificates of election. There is a suggested motion in the board's working papers, and I'm happy to take any questions.
All right, thank you very much. Any members of the board have any questions? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, after reviewing the abstracts of votes, Mr. Chairman, after reviewing the abstracts of votes cast in the 2024 November general and special elections, I move that the board certify the statements to be correct and sign the statements and certificates of election.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? That's what we're here for today. Call the roll, please.
Yes. Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrickx.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
Thank you.
So the bottom line is we had safe and fair elections in Virginia this year. Any other business before we go into closed session? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A7, I move that the board go into closed session for the purpose of discussing pending threatened litigation. In accordance with Section 2.2-3712F, Susan Bills, Commissioner of Elections, Andrew Murphy, and Dennis Polio, the Office of the Attorney General, and Steve Koski, Elect Compliance Advisor, will attend the closed session because their presence will reasonably aid the board in its consideration of the subject of the meeting.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right, call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrickx.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
Before everybody leaves, I'm going to just, we're going to sign these certificates after closed session, but just for the public's interest. Susan, can you just say a word about the 17th? So everybody knows and may not need to hang around.
On December 17th, we will host the 2024 Electoral College at noon in the House chamber. That will be televised, and it will be the event at which electors who were elected as part of the election will come and cast their ballots for president and vice president. Those certificates will then be sent to Washington to be counted in Congress on January 6, 2025, and then the person with the most votes, electoral votes, will be inaugurated on January 20th.
Thank you very much. So that's where we are, folks. We're going to close section. Oh, did we vote?
Yeah, we did.
We're officially out of closed session and in open session. I'll take a motion, please.
Mr. Chairman, I move to reconvene the meeting in open session and take a roll call vote certifying that, to the best of each member's knowledge, only such public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under this chapter, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard or discussed by the State Board of Elections.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrick's.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
Thank you. Want to welcome Mr. Rich Anderson, Chairman of RPB. Is there a motion? An agenda item?
Sure, Mr. Chair. I move that pursuant to Section 24.2-669 of the Code of Virginia, we authorize the Office of the Attorney General of Virginia to be a representative for a period of 1 year from this date for the purpose of inspecting election materials to ensure the accuracy of the returns or the purity of elections in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And each political party shall be entitled to have a representative present during such inspection, and the State Board of Elections or its representative shall provide such parties reasonable advance notice of the inspection.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All right, call the roll, please.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrick's.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
All right, any other business before the board? I want to thank the representatives of the Attorney General's office for being here and for everybody attending. We'll see you on the 17th, and we will start signing. We're adjourned. We're not adjourned until we sign.